All right, welcome to Objective Perspective. So today I just want to talk about the images that you're putting in your mind, or I should maybe really say the images that are fed to you that we now are just kind of unconsciously accepting as the healthy image of what a relationship is, what male female relationships are, or maybe not even male. I guess we kind of have to go beyond male female, but just healthy relationships in general. Okay. But even that, even the changing image of the fact, the norm, changing away from the norm of male female, it really comes from the fact that we're staring at our screens. And I'm just going to scroll through. I just Googled here healthy couple painting. Um, and I think another good one is just like healthy couple, a picture. Okay. And, we're fed all these images, we're not fed these images. That's the kind of the problem. That's why I'm showing this to you. This is the objective perspective. Excuse me. This is the objective perspective, right? Is to step outside of the mainstream, to step outside of what's being fed to you, to step outside what's popular, to take a different view. And when you understand the garbage that's being fed to us through our screens, I think this just staring at images of healthy couples by itself. Now these are more ideal, like these people are really good looking people and healthy people, but they're the ideal, right? And I'd argue that all this stuff, like this fat acceptance stuff, and it's which really isn't fat acceptance. It's like it's promoting being fat as a norm, and all these other things are diverting us away from what is truly healthy. And now, I understand the inclination to like not want to stare at like perfect people, but these aren't perfect people. These are normal. These are maybe a little bit above average, good-looking young people, but these are the images we are not being fed, right? And especially we're not being fed, if you're a white person, you're not being fed images through the mainstream of like white people, a white man with a white woman. A lot of what you're seeing is you see this in advertising, is white men have almost been completely removed from advertising. But I'm not going to make this a racial, I don't want to. This wasn't meant to be about race today, but I would be glad to see black people having healthy relationships and staring at healthy images. I'm not, and it's not to say that there's nothing wrong with an interracial couple, absolutely, but there is something wrong with, industries and a specific group of people who are trying to socially engineer things in the image that they see fit. A small minority of people trying to manipulate the rest of us. Okay, and the thing is, most of you do not have the time or the energy to put this together. I'm not going to go into proving that that whole conspiratorial, view or hypothesis. I'm not going to go into proving that today. It's this video is just meant to be about healthy couples and about just getting you to stare at this, just getting you to stare at healthy couples and images of healthy couples. And, you also want to avoid, images of perfect people. And you also, this is kind of the counter to this, you want to avoid images of just people who are always pretending to be happy or only showing when they're happy. Because, people aren't always happy and people have real problems. So there's that. But all the degeneracy that's going on and all the promoting of the transgender movement and the gay lifestyle as being like something, the kids are getting looped into this as being like something that's cool, right? Now, granted, there's kids who are getting into it because they genuinely biologically are, have a certain inclination. That's fine, and they should find their way and be accepted and all that, and do what they want to do, and move forward with their life, and accepting who they are and owning who they are and not being ashamed of it. But I don't see why. There's a difference between that and actually actively destroying the normal bond between male and female, which is like it's the main polarity of our entire reality, guys. Like of human relationships, of perpetuating our species and staying alive. I don't know if you guys understand this, but we are facing, not necessarily in the U.S., but we are facing global. We're facing a problem with declining population, not growing population. Okay, see, the elites, they want you to they're pushing the global warming, they're pushing vaccines, which some people think are inoculations or sterilizations. Sorry, not the sterilization, not inoculation. They're promoting all sorts of things that, soy in our food. Why is aspartame still legal here? Like all these things, why are these things happening when they're not healthy for us, right? And so we've gotten away from this basic, healthy image of a healthy couple. And it's really problematic because people and the children are forming images, and they're looking through screens now to find their role models. And why this is not what they're seeing, and they're not even looking to their parents, right? Because parents can't be as stimulating as a well-crafted show or a well-crafted music video or a stimulating song mixed in with powerful sexual images, right? So in that sense, even someone who has a decent relationship and a healthy male-female relationship as a mother and father are finding it difficult to influence their children, right? Because of the screens we're looking at, because of the phones, because of the computers, because of the television, because of network TV, because of all the stuff that's being fed to us. So I leave you with this: to truly be objective, you got to look outside of what other people are looking at, or else you're not gonna see it. You're not gonna see what's becoming normal in context, right? You're gonna look at it as this is normal. But you need to understand that there is an agenda to change things. And it's not all bad. It's not all good. But if you want to be conscious and conscientious, and if you want to make healthy choices for yourself, right, and your family and your loved ones, you need to clear your perception. You need to have objectivity in these times. Because truly, I believe part of sort of the agenda that's being pushed on us is, all this variety of media and all these stories you can watch about everything from jail to murder to all this stuff. It's not daily life for the average human being. So why are we spending our time absorbed in that media, right? It is interesting, but it's not healthy for us, guys, right? We need to start, these people aren't perfect. She's not perfect, but she's a nice looking gal, and so why, instead of staring at perfect images of perfect people of with perfect bodies and breast implants and lip filler, why not look at images of just nice people who are just calm and relaxed, and they're fulfilled? Isn't this the goal? Isn't this what we want for ourselves, right? To have family, to have support, to have love, right? To live longer and healthier and enjoy our later years in life, enjoy the fruits of our labor and the years of growing up and working and getting educated. All that work, what for? To be single? To live alone? right? Because that's what's happening out there in the world, guys. Is people are getting lonely. We got feminists who are. We'll look at some paintings. We got feminists who, when they're turning 35 and 40, there's a lot of YouTube videos coming out now where people are saying, hey, it's not healthy. They're finding themselves alone, living with their cat or their dog, and involved in their social justice work, and they're finding it unfulfilling, right? They're not fulfilled because it leaves them with nothing. And you're starting to understand who's behind all this. I mean, fact is, guys, you're going to get old. You are going to age. You are going to get old. Okay? And a job, a career, sure, it can be fulfilling. Okay? But at the end of the day, you're going to get old. At the end of your life, you're going to get old. And what are you going to have left over? Right? Family? Or are you going to be sitting alone? Because when you get old, you're not going to have much value left to offer other than maybe your wisdom and maybe your hopefully a family who just wants you to be around because you gave to them. And then they'll give back to you by, keeping you around and inviting you to dinner and hanging out with your grandchildren, right? That's what's going to be fulfilling in your later years, guys. Living alone and being alone, it's crappy, guys, and it's becoming rampant. We got young men from 18 to 30. They're only having sex. One out of three of them haven't had sex for over a year. This is one of the latest polls and studies, right? So things are deteriorating, guys. Okay? Things are deteriorating. And it's because we're losing touch with what really matters. And we're letting these screens. See, the fact is, good things can come through the screen. Right? Good things can come, but we have to choose them. Right? We have to choose nice things. We have to choose to look at a positive image. I'd argue, actually, a nice painting, maybe something abstract like this. This is an investment. Get something like this and put it up on this is actually a paint by numbers. So you can actually order this right here and paint. And I do paint by numbers myself. You can order this and it's a really great activity to calm me down and get you focused on one thing and kind of escape the world, right? Rather than sitting and inputting junk from a TV. Why not make a painting that is kind of abstract and it serves as a sort of a sigil or a way of influencing you and reminding you, even if you don't stare at it, you'll know it's there. Like you'll see it in the corner of your eye and but sometimes you'll stop and you'll glance at it and you'll stare at it. Put something like this up on your wall, guys. Right? Stare at this instead of a screen. Right? Let this idea influence you. Rather than the social justice warriors and the Zoom meetings and the TV shows produced by people who want to destroy you and who want to destroy the family. And I'm not even going to get deep into that, guys, but it's if you do your research, you will find there's specific groups of people who they just want to destroy everything and they just want control and they want to destroy this. They want to destroy the beautiful bond between male and female. And ultimately they won't. But and by the way, guys, I don't know if I'm a predictive astrologer and I do forecasting work and such things. I have to tell you that we're facing more of this junk that we've been facing. I'm like a genius level pattern recognizer. Okay, my pattern recognition skills are extremely high. That's my greatest strength. Okay, so I'm not going to point you over to that. I keep my objective perspective channel separate, but I got to tell you, we're facing an age of narcissism. We're facing an age of more of this stuff, guys. So this is me sort of warning you that you're going to have to. There's going to be a small segment of population that's going to maintain normal male-female relationships more than likely, but the masses are going to be indoctrinated into this new way of thinking. Okay, and this age of Aquarius, moving towards the age of Capricorn, right, where things are more androgynous. And by the way, guys, I accept that for what it is, but at the same time, that's not what I want, and that's not what I want to see in the world. So that I can wear my astrologer hat, I can wear my forecasting hat, my futurist hat, and be completely objective and honest about it. But to be subjective and to be honest about what I think is good, right? This is what's good to me, right? This is what. I mean, do we really want to let go of this? This is more, guys. You got to understand. This is more than just men and women. And to be honest, it's perfectly fine to have love. You know, I'm not knocking love between a man and a man, a woman, you know, we need love in general, right? And that's definitely going to transform in the coming ages. That's just the absolute truth. So it's not even about male-female love. That is the kind of was the normal polarity, and that is going to shift. That is absolutely going to shift, and I'm honest about that. I'm not going to be in denial about that. But let's keep this in front of our face, right? Love, right? The bond between two people, the bond between two polar opposites. Okay, and matter of fact, since I've been talking about this and looking at this stuff, I'm gonna buy some artwork, or buy myself a paint by numbers. But anyways, guys, hopefully I've inspired you. Hopefully, just getting you to look at healthy couples rather than all the garbage you see on Pinterest. Like, stop looking at your feeds. Right, feed is for cattle, guys. It's like really, really insulting that the thing that it's called a feed, right? Whether it's YouTube or Facebook or Instagram, it's a feed. There's an algorithm deciding what you look at. It's not all based on your interest, guys. Some of it is based on an agenda. Okay, and part of that agenda is to get you addicted to these platforms, addicted to screens, addicted to staring at black squares and black cubes. Okay, and part of it is just, you know, profit motivated. But there are people who want to destroy you, and they want to destroy love, and they want to destroy families because they don't have one or didn't have one. Okay. There's people who want to commit genocide subtly and covertly, slowly. Okay? And again, it's not about white people or black people, right? It's fine if we all, it's perfectly fine. It's the age of Aquarius. There's going to be blending. It's going to happen. I accept that, and you probably should too. But, you know, it's, let's have love, let's have health, let's have family. It's the basis for a good life and a healthy life and a long life. A life, it's the most meaningful thing in most people's lives. And it's for good reason, because it's natural. It's designed that way. All right, guys. Stay objective. I'll talk to you soon.